Hey, what's up? This is Jared with the App Podcast. We're going to take a look at Pigskin Pass. Let's turn up the sound a little bit here. Alright, good graphics from the get-go. So we could look at our scores here. Time Attacker arcade scores. Look at our credits, they're just going to a game. We've got arcade, time attack, and practice. Basically, the difference is arcade plays kind of like a real football game. Time attack is you're playing against the clock, and then practice is just endless play. So I'm going to go in and just play our arcade. Now, basically what happens here is you have your plays here, and you've got targets that are gonna take off, and you've got to throw at the targets. So it'll instruct you to tap to hike the ball, and then you have to rotate the phone or your iPod in order to get the correct angle that will be displayed over here on the left-hand side. And then you will drag your finger up, and depending on how far you drag your finger up the screen will give you more power in that throw. So we'll see if I'm able to actually do this very well here while holding it in front of the camera. So I'm going to tap to hike, and these guys are all going to take off, and I'm going to throw one out. And it's a little low because I'm having a hard time with my angles here. You can go and view different plays. Alright, now I'm getting some angle. Now, the thing that makes it a little bit difficult is the delay in the throw. It switches camera views, and it takes a second, and so you've aimed and you've gotten ready to throw, but the targets keep moving during that time. So you have to really think about your play, because these things are going to continue to move, and your aim may not be so perfect after that. So let's try this again. Tilt this back some and go for the long one. Ah, I hit the edge of that first one. That's not what I meant to do. That's alright. I'll just go for that guy. Ah, see, I barely missed it. I would have hit it, but you gotta have that timing right. Nope, I'm gonna miss that one too. See, so the timing is a little hard if you see what I'm talking about, but that just makes it a little more difficult, and you gotta plan ahead. I mean, it's, I guess, just like football. When you're aiming and you go to throw the ball at the intended receiver, you throw it where you want them to be, not where they are right now. So that is more realistic in this game. But it does make it a little bit more difficult because you're not expecting targets to really continue to move. So this is a pretty cool game. It has a lot of play. You can continue to play the game. Of course, we're going against the clock and playing downs, just as if we were playing an actual football game. In this, you aren't actually playing against anybody, except for trying to get the highest score. But you are playing with the typical 4 quarters and time clock as well. So that's the difference between this one and the time attack, when you're just playing against an actual set amount of time. And then of course in practice you could just play forever with no time limit at all, but there's no points assessed either for anything that you score. So Pigskin Pass is a fun game. It's different and very challenging, and I recommend that you check it out. And come by our website, theapppodcast.com, after you've played it. Leave your own thoughts and comments about this app underneath the video, and don't forget to give it a star rating. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast in iTunes, you can do that by going to iTunes and doing a search for the App Podcast, and you'll get all of our reviews downloaded straight into your iTunes so that you can watch them and see some of the best apps that are out there. So take care, and we'll see you next time.